Hey YouTube, this is Sensation reporting in for another review. Today we're going to review kind of something special and something I did not expect to purchase. As you can see, it's definitely something Athearn. Anyway, it is the SD90MAC-H. So these are the sound ones. I got the Tsunami 2 in them, so they should run pretty good. I'm pretty excited to get these, even though I had no idea I was going to buy them. So with that, let me get them out of the box and get them on track, and we'll continue this on. Alright, now that we got these out of the box, I've got to say, these are probably some of the heaviest models I've ever seen come out of Athearn for a long time. They weigh a ton. I think what they said is they weigh like 1.5 pounds or something. I want to say maybe 4 pounds. I don't know. Anyway, they weigh a lot. And they are really highly detailed. Now some of you may be thinking, oh look, it's just SD90 Well, maybe no one's thinking that, but to me that's the body style that I get from them. They look like the Ace, but I know they're not the Ace. They just look like it. But anyway. So I have 8531 and 8559. And the first thing you'll see straight away, you'll see some flickering going on underneath the cab there on both of them. Well, my camera can't pick it up quite right, so those lights aren't actually flashing. Those are, in fact, the truck lights. So I mean, and the lighting function's okay on these. I mean, they're LED, but they're not that wow LED, if you catch what I'm saying here. Yes, don't get me wrong, they sound great. I just kind of had them, ramp up a bit and then kind of see what they sound like. Obviously, they come with the bane of our existence here in the model railroad community, a plastic coupler, or as I like to call it, the plastic coupler. These are the standard McHenrys that Athearn puts on every single one of their locomotives, rolling stock, everything. Everything that Athearn makes, those McHenrys are on them. And the first thing you want to do when you take these out of the box is grab those couplers out of there, throw them on the ground, and replace them with some good metal couplers. It's the first thing you want to do, because those McHenrys will bend and break, and they won't hold on to anything. So that's the first thing you want to do, and I haven't done it yet because I just got these out. Because I got these yesterday, and it only took them out of the box today. So you're welcome. Anyway, some other details that I like about these. They do have illuminated number boards on both. They have really nice bright ditch lights. They're not the wow factor ditch lights, but they are bright. And they have a nice bright headlight. And they sound pretty good. The sound obviously comes out of the back here by a big round speaker, which is typical. And they have pretty good weight to them. Now, if you compare these to the SD9043s, well, obviously you're going to be in for a big disappointment because these aren't the 9043s, these are the MAC-H's, which is a big difference. Now, I think UP had these in the late 90s, and I think the reason why they got rid of them is because they had frame problems because of how much they weighed. They weighed a lot. They were big. They were powerful. It worked great. EMD, cool, awesome. Anyway, let's move on to more details. The details parts. So right there, got some nice detail. We come back over here. Got some more nice detail. Not like scale trains where you can see through it, but it's pretty damn close. So, obviously the main functions that we're going to look over is function 1, which is the bell, function 2, which is the horn, function 3, which is our short horn, function 5, which is ditch lights, and function 6, which is the number boards, because those are the main 6 that you're going to use. Because why else would you use anything else? I mean, I don't use anything else. I mean, for some of the other ones, I use others, but I mean, that's because they're smoke units or have other features that I like. Anyway, these are nice. They also, I believe, they have the... I want to say they had the removable cab, but maybe I'm wrong. So I guess they don't have the removable cab. It's not like the... Come on. There it is. Okay, so yeah, they do have the removable cab. It's just, like I said, it's held on by magnets. And now we can get a look inside the cab real quick. So, yeah. Wouldn't be too hard to put a few figures in there. So that's one plus for Athearn. To be able to put figures in there. And then the way you just kind of pop this back on is just get it in the right spot, and there it goes. I took it right out of my fingers and set it down in the right spot. Didn't have to worry about... So like on their Aces, you have to feed this little bit right here under the headlight housing, and then let it set down. With these, you just kind of get it just above, and it pops right into place. It's awesome. It's great. I love that. I love being able to take the roof off of the cab, because then you can put an actual PTC array on this engine if you so wanted to, which is great. It's awesome. I love that. You know, if you wanted to put an actual PTC antennas and all that and the other, you don't have to. Now you don't have to cut this part off anymore. You can now just remove the cab. It's so easy. Why haven't we thought of this before? And I know Athearn's talking about wireless headlights or something. Wireless LEDs, which, cool, that'd be great, because you want to be able to take the whole shell off without taking any of the detail parts. That's awesome. That's what you want. And I recently discovered, going off topic a little bit, that the Scale Trains -9s, you can do that. All you gotta do is take the coupler boxes off, and the whole shell pops off. It's awesome, and we'll get into more of that later. But anyway, what can I say about these that hasn't already been said? These are fantastic engines. I'm not just saying that to blow smoke up Athearn. Okay? I'm not just saying that to blow smoke up anyone's butt or anyone's ass. Because, who am I? I'm a nobody with like 200 subscribers on YouTube. I'm not sponsored by anybody. Don't do anything. I'm just here. Hi. Anyway. I'm telling you like it is. These models, I haven't run them yet, but when we run them, I'll be able to tell real quick if they're getting good. But when we get to that point, I'll be able to give you my verdict after we do a run by. I have a train for it set up. There are about like 35, 40 cars. Should be able to pull it no problem. They have the plow details, which are really nice. These are the red sills, obviously, so so you can know they're a little bit older. So, what more about these? Really, what more? Well, the fact that these have only been done in brass suggests that Athearn knows what they're doing when it comes to making a model locomotive. And they're trying to follow in Scale Trains' footsteps by only producing something in plastic that has only been done in brass. Hint, hint, there's a turbine. But anyway, what I'm still waiting for from Athearn, and if Athearn, if you're listening, this is what modelers want right now, because this is what we need. AC4400s, the modern interpretation. Put it in Genesis line. Come on. But anyway, more about the SD90MAC-H. I never understood the 90MAC-H. I didn't even know they existed. I thought the -H meant it was a Hemi. Because I'm a car guy. But apparently it doesn't. I still don't know what the -H means, but okay, whatever. You know, I have two SD9043 Macs, which I could compare to these two, however I don't have them here right now. That was an afterthought. Oops. Oh well. Anyway, kind of scatterbrained right now. Still early. So, the details on these models is exquisite. It really looks like Athearn put their homework in to figure out how to make this model perfect. And I've got to say, they did an excellent job. Now, you might be saying to yourself, but Mitch, but Seijon, what about the other side of this locomotive? You're showing us the same side. Well, let me fix that. You asked for the other side, and you shall receive the other side of this engine. So now we're seeing the engineer side and the conductor side of the locomotive. So, what's on this side, you may ask? Well, not much. Looks pretty much the same. It's kind of symmetrical, at least from the back side. But then, when we get to the front here, there's quite a big difference. Obviously, you're not supposed to go in on this side. This is the side you crawl under the roof. But this side is the side you get into the cabin. I'd rather say, Athearn's flimsy handrails are there. Like always. I mean, the good thing about Athearn handrails is they're really hard to break. That's what I like about them. That's what I like about the flimsy handrails. If they're too stiff, I mean, like they're supposed to be stiff, but when they're stiff, they can sometimes get brittle and they break really easy. When you go to pick up a locomotive and you do that with it and you actually squeeze it, they break. But with this, if you actually squeeze it, I mean, you can almost bend it all the way to the car body and it doesn't break. So, however, don't do that. Always pick it up by the fuel tank. Always. So let's see what they also get. What they also do to this engine. Oh, that's right. The separate applied details, which would be the grab irons here. The one way down the bottom here, that's white, as it should be. And the 3 up top, yellow. And then the 2 way at the top, actually the 3, are gray. Which is prototypical per the SD90MAC-H. Anyway, I'm sure you're tired of hearing me talk about these engines. Let's go ahead and listen to these. So I'll start off with 8559, because that's the one that's facing forward. And obviously, they already come with standard from factory as locomotive number 3. And these have been on the track, so when you set these on the track, the sounds will start up automatically, and they go through the whole startup sequence and yada 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 and all that. So anyway, we're just gonna unmute 8559 and check out the headlight. And the ditch lights. Go ahead and turn those back off. And the number board. And now, with it all on. And then here's the bell, which is pretty quiet. Here's the short horn and the long horn. So like I said, it's not a bad sounding engine, and in fact it sounds pretty good for number 2. And I'm sure you're both all wondering, come on with the run by. That's all we came to see. Let's do the run by. Okay, fine, we'll do the run by. Let me get the run by set up and get these 2 consisted, and we'll start the run by. Alright, we got the train all hooked up, now ready to go. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. As always, leave a like, comment, or subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And please, if you haven't seen any of my other videos, please go check those out. I've got at least 300 up, so be sure to check it out. Anyways, this is Sensation signing off. See ya!